Hey, I'm Bryce with AMGO Hydraulics, and in this video we'll show you how to install your AMGO 409 HBX lift. Receive your lift. The first step is to remove all of the packaging, cardboard, plastic wrap, and green straps. You'll take off all 4 columns and unload them in the lift installation location. One of the columns has holes in it to mount your power unit. This will be your power side column. It can be placed in the driver's rear or passenger front position. For this install, we're doing driver's rear. Remove all of the bolts from one side of the package. You'll need to free the crate completely. On the other side, just take off the bolts from the top runway. Once all of the bolts from the top runway are removed, you can then place blocking under the lift and remove one crate. Your offside runway is now free to place in the installation location. Once your offside runway is placed, you can then remove the straps from the bottom side runway. There will be 2 cross members, 2 yellow ramps, 4 lock ladders, 2 lock rods, 2 stop plates, and a parts box containing all of your hardware. Unload everything and inspect it according to the manual to make sure you receive all of your pieces. If you're missing any pieces, make sure to file a warranty claim with your distributor or AMGO to report whatever pieces are missing. Now you can free the power side runway from the crate and move it into the installation spot. First step is to take your lock ladders and ensure the bottom nuts are level. The top nuts can be removed. You'll see the technician making sure all the nuts are level and then inserting the lock ladder into the cross members. Place the ladder inside the cross member and then insert the lock rod into the top column. Use the back hole of the column and secure the top nut. Finger tight is okay for now. You'll need to do this for all 4 columns. So put your cross member in place, insert your lock ladder, and then push your lock ladder through the back hole in the column and secure your top nut. Make sure your cross members are in the correct position. The holes in the cross member should be facing your runways. Once all 4 lock ladders are in position, you can then place your power side runway. We start with the power side runway because it's the heaviest. Align all your holes and then place your offside runway. Same step. Put it into position and flip it over. Make sure all of your holes are aligned. The next step is to install your slide blocks into the posts. You'll bolt them to the cross member and just finger tight for now because these will likely need some adjustment. You'll do this for all 4 posts. Insert the sliders and just get finger tight for now. The next step is bolting on your runways and stop plates. Secure all the bolts to the runways and you can go ahead and tighten these down. The next step is to install your oil hose and return hose. The oil hose can be routed through the brackets on the power side runway and secured to the front of the cylinder. The return hose can be routed to the back of the cylinder. This return hose doesn't have a function. It is just in case your cylinder has a leak or a bad seal over time. The oil will not spill onto the floor. It will return to your oil tank. But the thicker oil hose is your in and out oil hose. The return hose can then be routed through the same brackets as the oil hose and then pass through the power side runway to the power unit. Next, you can install your cables. The first step of cable installation is to remove all the zip ties from the steel cables. Remove the nuts as well. Find the corresponding other side of the cable. You'll see the technician feel for it. Once he feels what cable it is, he'll pull it back and then pass it through the hole in the column. He'll pull the slack to give himself some room. Now for the adjacent side. He'll remove the nuts, give himself slack, and then push the cable all the way through the cross member, and you'll see the cable protrude out the bottom of the cross member. Same step, pull the slack, and now we can do the other side. Pull it, push it through to the column, and then the adjacent side. Same concept. Take off the nuts, pull it back, and then push it through the cross member until the cable protrudes out the other side. Now you'll see the technician put the fitting for the main oil hose in the bottom hole and then tighten. Next, he'll pass the return hose through the top hole. The next step is the lock installation. You'll take your lock rods, which are identical, run it through the middle hole, and then feed the tip through the slot to your lock release lever. Then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Pass the lock rod through the hole and insert it through the slot to be bolted to your lock mechanism. You'll want to align your holes for easy installation. Next is the coupling that conjoins the two lock rods. You'll see the technician showing the different sides. One has 2 holes and one has a single slot. The side with the single slot needs to be pointed towards your power side column. So the single slot needs to be closest to your power unit. Slip it over, put it through the hole, and conjoin both lock rods. On the side with 2 holes, you'll need to install the bolt in the top hole. Don't put these in super tight yet, because you'll likely need to adjust these lock rods. You can then put your bolts into the ends of the lock rods to secure them. Feel free to tighten these up now. Then for the other side, where your lock handle is, same process. One through the top, one through the bottom to secure it in place. Next, you'll see the technician bolting the power unit bracket to the column and then connecting the oil and return hose to the power unit. You'll pass them through the plastic sleeve and then secure the oil hose to the 90-degree fitting and the return hose to the fitting that runs to your power unit. You can go ahead and tighten these up to ensure there are no leaks. Now the technician is pushing the ram out of the cylinder. This gives you enough slack in your cables to pass them all the way up through the column.
Right there?
You'll pull your cables up through the cross member, ensuring the cable is running on that black pulley, and then passing them up through the column. If the pulley is on the left side, you'll run it through the left hole. Both nuts go on top of the column, not one under and one above like the lock ladder. Both bolts on top. You'll do this for all 4 posts. Run your cable through the cross member, riding on the pulley, passing it up through the column, and securing the bolts. The next step is to install the springs for your secondary lock mechanism. This is the lock mechanism that will engage if your cables were to fail. Then the technician is tightening all 4 cables. Ensure the same amount of tension on all 4 columns for a level lifting. Once everything is synchronized and level, you can go back and tighten any bolts that you left finger tight and raise and lower the lift. You'll notice that the lift is not lowering smoothly. This is because the air is being bled from the lines. After raising and lowering 1 to 3 times, all of the air will bubble back into the power unit. You'll see it demonstrated here. Once all the air is bled from the system, ensure your lock ladders are level and enjoy your lift.